Deep within Whispering Woods lived a tiny dragon named Sparky. He was unlike any other dragon you might have heard of. Unlike most dragons, Sparky wasn't big and scary. He was gentle and kind-hearted. He was small, green, and had bright, kind eyes that sparkled with warmth and friendliness. Everyone in the forest loved Sparky. He had a special bond with all the creatures, big and small. He was always ready to lend a helping claw to anyone in need, no matter how big or small the task. Sparky loved to zoom around the forest, his tiny wings flapping furiously as he explored every nook and cranny. He would often visit his friend, Benny the bunny, sharing stories and laughter under the shade of the ancient trees. One sunny afternoon, as Sparky flew over the babbling brook, he heard a loud splash and a cry for help. It was Benny, his dear friend. The little bunny was struggling to stay afloat in the rushing water, his tiny paws flailing desperately. "Hold on, Benny, I'm coming," Sparky called out, his heart pounding with determination. Sparky shouted, swooping down towards the water with all the courage he could muster, ready to save his friend.
Grab on tight, Benny. Don't let go, no matter what.
Sparky flew low, extending his tail towards Benny, who was struggling in the rushing water.
Thank you, Sparky. You saved my life. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Benny, scared and soaking wet, managed to grab onto Sparky's tail just in time. The water was cold and fast. Sparky, with all his might, pulled Benny out of the water and onto the safety of the grassy bank. It was a close call. Benny lay on the grass, catching his breath. Sparky smiled warmly, relieved that his friend was safe.
We always help our friends, Benny. That's what friends are for.
Just as Benny started to hop home, they heard another cry for help. Chirp! Chirp! It was urgent and desperate. The sound came from high up in a tall oak tree. They could see the little bird flapping its wings frantically. Sparky and Benny looked up and saw a tiny bird fluttering its wings, unable to fly back to its nest. They knew they had to help. The little bird chirped desperately, its tiny voice filled with fear.
We need to help it.
Benny looked worriedly at the tall oak tree.
But how? It's too high for you to hop, and my wings are too small to carry both of us.
Benny thought for a moment.
I have an idea. You can fly up and carry me on your back.
Sparky was unsure, but Benny insisted. Carefully, Benny climbed onto Sparky's back, holding on tight. Sparky took a deep breath and flapped his wings with all his might. Slowly, they started to rise, higher and higher, towards the frightened baby bird. Sparky, with Benny on his back, reached the branch where the baby bird was chirping frantically. The forest was filled with the sounds of nature, but the little bird's cries stood out, echoing through the trees.
Gently, Benny, let's help the little one. We need to be careful and make sure it feels safe.
Gently, Benny leaned forward and nudged the little bird towards its nest. The baby bird hesitated at first, but with Sparky's encouragement, it began to move.
There you go, little birdie, safe and sound. Your family is waiting for you.
The little bird chirped happily, finally reunited with its family. The forest seemed to glow with joy as the bird's family welcomed it back.
We did it, Benny. We really did it. Look how happy they are.
Sparky and Benny flew back down to the ground, both feeling happy and proud. The forest creatures watched in awe as they descended gracefully.
Did you hear? Sparky saved the day again. He's becoming a true hero in our forest.
News of Sparky's bravery spread through the forest like wildfire. Every creature, big and small, heard about the heroic act.
3 cheers for Sparky, hip hip hooray.
The animals gathered around, cheering for the little dragon who had saved the day. Not once, but twice. Sparky's heart swelled with pride as he realized how much he meant to his friends. Perched on a branch above, the wise old owl hooted softly.
Sparky, you have shown us that true strength comes not from size, but from the kindness within our hearts.
Sparky blushed, his heart filled with joy.
Thank you, Oliver. That means a lot to me.
And so, Sparky, the little dragon, continued to spread his kindness throughout Whispering Woods, proving that even the smallest of creatures can have the biggest hearts and make a difference.
Remember, everyone, true strength shines brightest from within.
Every day he reminded everyone that true strength shines brightest from within.